All right, so we're back to T-Bone Walker now, as it turns out. T-Bone Walker wrote Stormy Monday Blues. He was the first guy to record it. And then it was also recorded, of course, by Bobby Blue Bland, and perhaps in the rock universe, most famously by the Allman Brothers Band on Live at the Fillmore East. And the interesting thing about that whole history of this song is that when Duane Allman introduces the song on Live at the Fillmore East, he incorrectly identifies it as a Bobby Blue Bland song before correcting himself on the mic and saying it's a T-Bone Walker song. And I think that Bobby Blue Bland's version was so influential on the Allman Brothers because the track has an interplay between the vocal and the lead guitar. And the lead guitar on that particular Bobby Bland track, from his amazing output with the Duke Peacock years in Memphis, was with Wayne Bennett playing guitar. And Wayne Bennett was absolutely one of Greg and Duane Allman's favorite guitarists. And Bobby's voice and Wayne's guitar and the way they would speak to each other had a very direct effect on the sound you hear when you hear Greg Allman sing and Duane Allman play. That call and response that they have, a lot of that they got from Bobby and Wayne playing off each other. And definitely, you know, in my close to a decade working with Greg, Wayne's name would come up all the time for both of us, and was a constant inspiration all the way through, I think, Greg's entire career. So when we're talking about Stormy Monday Blues, there's a lot to unpack there in terms of both not only the lead guitar playing and how it affects the lead vocal, but also the chords, because Stormy Monday is what we would call, like, I guess you could call it like a jazz blues or a slow blues with a, you know, jazz turnaround, or you know, but it's not a straight, what you'd usually call a 1-6-2-5 turnaround. It has some interesting movement to it. So first I'm going to go through the chords, because again, the first thing, if we don't understand the song, we can't improvise over it. So step one is always understanding the song, the chord structure, the harmony. So basically, of course, and it has that famous intro that that Duane Allman plays that's based on T-Bone Walker's intro, you know. So these are like, they're basically 9 chords. They're really cool inversion of a 9 chord with the third in the bass. And the intro just goes, he moves it down, up, and then D augmented. And then the next part, you take that same shape, and I was playing this earlier in the Jimmy Reed thing, and then you just slide it to a 6 chord and then back to a 9. And then for the 4 chord, we go to a straight 9, and again, you can slide that back. Now here, we're going to sharp the 1 and back. Going to the 4. So you could do stuff like that. And again, this comes from T-Bone Walker, you know. Now here comes that turnaround. So this is an A minor 7. We're going into the turnaround now, which is the tricky bit. B minor 7, B flat minor 7, A minor 7. Then we go to D9, G, C, G, augmented. Now what's interesting is when the Allman Brothers Band did it, they did a different turnaround by 1 chord. So A, B minor, B flat minor, A minor, then they went to C minor 7, G, C, G. I'm not really sure why they did that. But I could tell you when I played it with Greg Allman, we didn't do that. So that might have been something particular to the way Dickie and Duane were hearing it. I don't know. So now let's talk about soloing over those changes, over those Stormy Monday changes, which are essentially, again, a 12/8 slow blues that has a creative kind of 1-6-2-5 bass turnaround. So over the G and the C, obviously the first part of the blues, you're just playing the blues. So that's along the lines of the things we've already covered harmonically. But when it gets to this part, so when it's an A minor 7, you're pretty safe. When it gets to the B minor and the B flat minor, you have a choice there. You can continue to play in G, which is a lot of what, G minor or major, depending on which one is passing, although G minor pentatonic would be a safer bet in general on those two chords. Or you could also play the changes, which, if you're going to go that route, I would suggest going and doing what is, I consider to be the best method of playing changes, which is just to approach it with the triads. And a real basic way is just take that B minor triad, B flat minor triad, A minor. So, and then finding the notes that work around that it can be something you can do theoretically, or it can be a process of sort of discovery by shape, which is what's going on in that position. And as I think most people who are watching this know, American roots music was not invented or developed using traditional music theory and learning. So feel free to use your ear and follow the shapes to tell you what you can do differently and experiment. So we get to the turnaround right here. So there's all those notes available to you. You could also kind of treat that like an E flat 9 chord. Then A minor. Back to the blues. And some people do a sharp 5 here. That's another option you have for a turnaround in there, which of course is E flat 9 to D9. And for that, you could do the same E flat. And of course, a lot of the T-Bone Walker stuff we get out of this is the way he uses diminished chords to solo, like. So now I'll just play through the whole thing to a track and show you ways of both playing through the changes and voicing the changes on Stormy Monday Blues.